there, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of OurMFC. Now, today, as you will see, I've got a OurMFC hoodie on. One of the people in my family have unfortunately got COVID, which means self-isolation for 10 days. Brilliant stuff. But today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a book review, which is essentially what we did previously. With the book You Joking At You. But on today's episode, what we've got is The Little Fella, How We Fell in Love with Juninho. Absolutely brilliant book. I'm going to be going through a few different points as to, what I thought about the book, what there is to look forward to in it, that kind of thing. So we'll just jump straight into it. First of all, I mean, look at the cover. Look at that. It's got pictures of him playing at the Riverside, and then you've got the one down in the corner. I think that might have been the final day against Leeds, when obviously he's in tears that, we didn't stay up, being relegated, that kind of thing. Then you've got some of the ones up there. Absolutely brilliant cover. Looks brilliant. And on the back, got the blurb, got him there. Honestly, it's a brilliant design. Looks really, really nice. Got an opening picture of him there as well, like that. So honestly, it looks really, really good. So that's the first thing I noticed when obviously picking it up. Just the look of it, absolutely stunning book. So I couldn't recommend that enough in terms of like on your bookshelf to look nice, that kind of thing. Brilliant, looks great. The second thing would be throughout, it's really, really funny. There's a lot of jokey comments in there. There's a little bit of swearing, so if you're buying it for like your child or anyone like that, there is a couple of bits of swearing in there, but not too much at all. Just the odd, F word every now and again, that kind of thing, and then just proper northern sarcasm. There's like a couple of times where they're talking about Juninho or they're quoting managers and players, that kind of thing. And just like loads of sarcasm in there that it's just absolutely brilliant. And it links back to, well, you just kind of get it when you're reading it. Like I say, it links to certain like sections and things that have happened in Juninho's like time at the club. So yeah, really, really funny as well. So yeah, that's another one. And it doesn't miss any detail. It literally, from the very start of him joining the club, then him going to Atletico Madrid, his time there, his time international football with Brazil, then him being loaned back to the club, then his departure from the club, going to Celtic. Talks like there's quotes that he's stated from like Gazette Boro, things like that, where he's been interviewed. It doesn't miss any detail. It literally goes through his career step by step. So if you wanted to hone in on one of Boro's most famous players, really, Juninho, then absolute perfect book for you, because it literally does break down his career. And like I said, not just at Boro, it does go in detail about his time in Atletico Madrid, how he did there, the goals that were scored. He didn't really have the best of seasons out there, the disagreements with the manager, the injuries. So it goes into a lot of detail, and people that are quite close to Juninho as well are involved in the book. And they share their stories from either playing with him or there's is like physio that works. It worked at Boro at the time. It went out to Spain with him to go and see like a professional physio to get the best treatment possible so that he could come back, play for the Boro, and just hit the ground running again. So like I say, it talks about all of that. So it's a really, really, really detailed book. But like I say, it integrates like all the different games and goes into detail with like some of his best games that he's played. And like I say, hones in on the players that he's played with, their views on him, people that have like worked with him as well. Quotes from Brian Robson, Steve McLaren, Gareth Southgate, like all these different types of things. So yeah, honestly, really, really detailed book about Juninho. So I would 100% recommend it, definitely. Like I've already mentioned about the quotes and things like that, players that I played with him, managers that have managed him, and then imagery as well. So when you've got all this detail and you're going through all the different chapters, of this book, like I say, you can paint a picture in your head when you're reading, but then it's amazing when you get them brilliant images every now and again, and an image can really make a book. I do, because it kind of puts what you've got in your head on paper, and sometimes it's not always the same. But obviously, in these cases, it's like all factual. So if you haven't already seen him play, you've got these visions in your head of kind of him dancing through defenders and that kind of thing. But if we go through to the middle of the book, got some brilliant images throughout, which obviously him celebrating there. Then you've got his debut at the Riverside. That famous argument with the Newcastle player there, playing the snow, him, Ravanelli. Free kick against Chelsea. Absolutely brilliant. Even his World Cup win, look. World Cup win there. Honestly, it's absolutely brilliant book. And then it goes into a lot of detail about the Carling Cup, when on its journey to win a trophy for this club, the project, all from the start, the conversations that he used to have with Emerson, Raffanelli, to come to this club, make history for the fans, win a trophy for the club, and play in Europe. And he finally achieves that, and it all comes down to this like penultimate game. And it talks about the way that it fizzles out and how he, didn't really go the way that he wanted in terms of not being able to play in Europe for Boro, but the fact that he achieved that project, he achieved winning the Carling Cup, and he has the quote that winning the cup with Boro was almost as important as it was winning the World Cup with Brazil that season. So yeah, it shows what a player he was. Everyone knows who Juninho is. So like I say, if you haven't already done so, I'm not sponsored by David Broome, the writer, at all. This isn't like an ad or anything like that. I just wanted to share, like I did last time. Anytime I find a book like this to do with the football club, I want to get on here and share it with you guys and just say, look, absolutely brilliant book. Check it out yourselves. And go and enjoy it, because, like I said, it's a really good book. But yeah, that's literally going to be today's video. It's going to wrap it all up. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one.